Hello everybody. Well, we are targeting now Cicada from HackTheBox. This is an easy machine, an easy Windows machine. Well, we will go through it. So the first thing to do is discover open ports and try to have the initial foothold. So let's run nmap /sb sc. We're going to do a TCP scan, so st. We will filter for open ports only, verbose mode, and then 10, 10, 11, 35, and we will save the results on nmap.txt. So we will also add a min rate, so to speed the requests. So in order to send a directive to nmap, with the purpose of sending more requests per second. So we see some ports are already being discovered, so it's interesting. Some ports like 8080 appear, so it seems that the machine we are targeting is a domain controller. This is Kerberos. Well, we also have NetBIOS, SMB. There are a couple more, RPC, DNS. So let's have that finished. I will pause the video so to make it quicker. Well, the scan finished, so here we have. I'm already I did the scanning with some flags such as sc for common scripts, so in order that nmap perform some common enumeration and perform some scanning behind the scenes. I'm going to look at the results. So it seems to be Windows machine. As we already discovered, this is a domain controller. We can add, for example, the DNS. We may try to do that, but I think we do not need it for this machine, but it's a common good practice to add that. Well, we will do that. So etc. Okay. So let's add that 10, 10, 11, 35. Let's add this. Let's add also cicada.htb, and I think we are good with that. That's interesting that in the results SMB is it's open. So the first thing nmap did not discover or shows nothing, but we may try to do try to do a guest authentication, just to test for null and for guest authentication as well. And also there are other ports that I will look at, such as 8080, which is perhaps we could enumerate users, and also there is a Windows RPC, which may be interesting to look at. So let's go first with the SMB, for example. So with netexec, let's see if we can test for guest authentication. So common way to do, there are many tools we can use. I will use netexec, but then we may also try another one. Let's see, well, -u guest -p, let's see. Okay, it's the first time, so it's going to take not so long. Yeah, so guest authentication, it seems to be enabled. So I already specified the guest user, but specifying any invalid user would also would also authenticate as well. So we will see guest, of course, here shown by netexec. So let's see for open shares. Let's see if netexec shows something. So in the meantime, I'm going to close this up just to slow down. Okay, let me see what happened. Okay, so we see that we have one share with the read permission, HR. So let's try to connect to that share. So SMB client 10.10.11.35 HR -u, let's say guest or whatever, and let's see if we can connect. Yes, we have a txt file, so let's download that. Get exit, let's see what's in there. Now it is from HR. So dear new hire, well, welcome to Cicada Corp. Your default password is this one. So we have a password, but I don't see in the rest of the document a user. So we may try to grab that. So let's create a txt file with credentials, and let's see if we have some way to enumerate users. So we already saw that Kerberos is available, so we may try to use an nmap script curve num to enumerate users and see if we can grab some information from there. So I'm going to use curve num and to specify Cicada HackTheBox 10.10.11.35 and see if that shows something interesting. So there were two Kerberos principles discovered by this script, but that users are already, the defaults already known by us. Well, the guest user is the one we are using for guest authentication, and we have the administrator one. We may specify another way to enumerate users. So we already saw that. Let me see if I can. Okay, no. If I can show the results of nmap. oh my, yes, and we see that we have RPC here. So let's try to enumerate with the guest user some information about the domain controller. So let's try to authenticate with the guest user 10.10.11.35. We may see a lot of comments here. There is one that's really interesting. Let me see if I see that enum convert. It's up. Enum dom users. So enumerate domain users. So let's try to do that. Dom users. So we receive an access denied. Let's try another one. So we may use user query user. Yeah, this one, lookup seeds, it's interesting. But there is also another one, this one, LSA enum seed. So let's try to do this. Now we have information about 20 seeds, and that information is really interesting. There's also LSA, an LSA query command that lists the domain seed. So if we see right now, the domain seed, it's a prefix, for example, of these two users, or maybe groups as well. So we may try to use the lookup that we saw earlier, lookup seeds. I think it's lookup seeds. Let's see if we are right or not. Lookup seeds. Okay. So, and we have this user. So we successfully enumerated one user through RPC. We may also enumerate this one. We may see that this is seems to be a group. Yeah. And also, if we came up with some domain controller we have investigated earlier, we can see that there are some IDs that by default there are created. So for example, one is 500, it's the administrator, or 501, it's guest, and so on. So we may try to brute force these IDs in order to find potential users. We already found one, that's it's Emily Oscars. There is a tool called we already see, sorry, there is an option in netexec, I think it's -- users, to enumerate domain users. No, this one it's not. It's another one which is real brute, yeah. And this one can help us. Yeah, we don't know users already, but we would like to know what potential users are in the domain controller. So let's use that. NXC SMB 10.10.11.35. Let's use guest sp read brut, and let's see what information netexec retrieves. So interesting. There are some users. We already saw with your RPC client that we have these two 500, 501, and there are a lot more discovered by this option. So we may read brute users. Let's grab that in a file. So just in order to filter the output and only grab for the seed type user. So let's wait until it finishes. Well, as we already speculated, this was a group. So now we are going to grab for a seed user. Okay, let's try to grab only the users without the domain. So let's do that with awak print. I think it's this. Okay, so we are, and then we will try to get rid of the domain. So we will use this character and print as $2. Okay, so in this one, to users.txt. So what we have credits, the only credit we have right now, and the user. So we may try to do NXC SMB 10.10 NXC SMB 10.10 11.35 minus u users minus p credits, and see what else we have. So in order to map what credentials, what user corresponds or authenticates as the password we already found in the open share HR. So we found Michael Ritson. So let's grab that. Try to enumerate what we can do with that user. So let's try to do SMB NXC SMB, the same. Let's do that. Okay, and let's try to enumerate shares. We already know that this user, his credentials are valid, but I will try to know if the other share we already saw HR, and there was another one which was dev, but we cannot. Yeah, so I'm going to use another tool that I really like when dealing with domain controllers and to gather interesting information, that is LDAP domain dump. It's a really cool tool from Dirk Shan. The interesting thing about this is that the tool outputs several files, as it's already contained in the README. We will try to look at the domain users and domain groups specifically, but try to know if we can grab much more information. And I really like the way the tool organizes the data. So I think it is already installed. Yes, we will try to know how to how to call the tool. So I will make an LDAP okay, so LDAP domain dump minus u. We have the user. I have already copied that. Right, some minus p, and okay, 1010 and 35. Okay, I'm missing the user Cicada. Let's see. So it's binding, starting domain dump, finished. And this is the output. So I will go grab the domain users here, Firefox domain users, and that's really interesting. Well, we have information about, well, we are this user. There is no information about groups, but we know that Emily Oscars, that we also already saw, that user with RPC client, it's in the remote management users group, as well as the backup operator. So it seems to be that we may want to compromise that account in order to get an interactive shell with the machine. And there is also an interesting thing that in the description field, it's a custom field, we have a credential for this user. So let's grab that. Let's add this, and we will try to go with this user. But before, we are going to go to this one. I think. Okay. Okay. So, and we see we have Emily Oscars in the remote management users and the backup operators. Then we have domain users. Well, we do not see much more information. Okay. And I think the groups do not show anything else, but let's see. Have the dev support, member of backup operators, and we see that Emily Oscars, is in the backup operators. This is really interesting. So let's try to go with the user we have right now, the new user. Okay, yeah. So first of all, NXE SMB 1135 minus U minus that password. Yes, so I have David Aurelius. Let's try to know if we can authenticate with that password. So we do, enumerate shares. Okay, let's wait for 1 minute. Okay, excellent. So that user has read permission over the dev. So let's do the same as we did with the other user to access the dev share. Let's copy this. David Aurelius. I think it's minus U. That's the way. Let's see. See if we can connect. Yes. So okay. So I will grab a PowerShell script. So let's see the contents. And we have a script which is doing what's potentially a backup. It's using the Emily Oscar user. Yeah, we have here the password, and it's backing up file. Well, it's saving a zip file. So, well, we grab that password. Let's save that here. Well, then we will try to see if we can connect as Emily Oscars minus U, Emily Oscars minus P, and the password. We already know that this user has remote is in the remote management users. So we may try to use other protocol, yeah, such as WinRM, I think. See, okay, yeah, we can connect as well. So we can use a evil WinRM, which is really interesting. We may use that evil WinRM. Yeah, let's see how it is, the syntax. Okay, evil WinRM minus I 10 10 11 35, and the user minus U, Emily Oscars minus P, that password. Let's see if we can connect. Okay, we are here. So who am I? Okay, Emily Oscars. So if we go back to the desktop, we may see the user. So it's interesting. Well, the first thing I would do, well, we have an initial shell, we have the user's flag. So the privilege escalation, I will do whoami /priv. We see that user has the backup privilege and the restore privilege. So we may back up any file in the domain controller. That's really interesting. We already saw that we are in the backup, as Emily Oscars is in the backup operators. We already could guess that privilege as well. So we may try to search for privilege escalation and see if we can see what we can do with that. So okay, it's a similar situation. We may try to copy the sum and system hive of HKLM to a directory we want. So let's do that. Let's grab this. Let's try to create a directory. Okay, it's already there. We might try to create another one just to try to save this and save a system as well, and then we will download some to our machine. And then download a system. This file usually it's a bit heavier, but okay, yeah, we have that. So let's see. With this information, the sum and the system, we can recover the hashes. Perhaps yes, we can use in packet secrets dump to do that. We will copy right away this one. So we'll copy this, specify the sum and the system, specify local because we already downloaded the sum and the system hives. And okay, it's not scriptor system. Non-type. That's weird. Yes, that's weird. Perhaps I did it wrong. Okay. Perhaps I did it commands wrong. So /temp2. Where do I have the system? No, I don't know what happened. Set this to obviously del system del sum, and let's do that again. So rec save HKLM sum. I know I may have only changed the Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. So now, yes, I'm going to remove some and remove the system, and let's do that again. Download some. Okay, that's good. And then download system. I think that file is a bit higher in size, so well, let's wait for that to finish. I will pause the video right now, wait that until it finishes, and we will continue. We are back. So it took a while to download the file, yeah, but we have that already. So let's do the same as we wanted to do within package secret dump. That before we had an error. Well, bucket secret dump some system local. Okay, and we have the local sum hashes, so for the administrator and the guest user. So we are going to now we're going to authenticate with the administrator account. I'm going to use pssec. Yes, let's use administrator at 10.11.35 and the hashes. Let's see. Okay, -h. No, minus hashes, I think. This should work. There are many ways. So we could use pssec, we could use winrm, eval winrm, as we did with Emily, and we see we successfully authenticated as the administrator account with a technique called pass the hash. So we successfully compromised the machine. So if we go to dear users administrator desktop, we may see the root flag. So we successfully compromise the machine. So I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough, the video, as well as I did. I enjoyed a lot. I learned new techniques and new tools. I hope to see you on the next machine, and bye bye.